This is how the contractor left my front steps, and this is how the contractor left my front railings.
Well, it's time to remove the railings that they damaged and repaint them. So I've got a Ryorby Impact 9/16 socket. That washer's stuck. Well, it can stay there. Now with a change of socket size, I'm going to work on the screws here at the bottom. Makes a big difference when you got the right tools. So now that railing is ready to go to the barn and be refinished. So what I did was I carried the one railing to the barn and screwed it in place so that it is now good and solid. And now I'll just get a radial grinder and a flap disc. So here's what I'm using. I've got a radial grinder and I've got a 60 grit and a 120. I've got a used 120 on there right now. That's the wrench that changes the discs. We're going to have a go at it, see what happens. Set the camera up here. See how that 120 works. Well, it looks like it's going to work. It's just going to take quite a while to get all that paint off so I can start again. Well, I got all the paint off. Took me about 45 minutes. So now I've got to take some probably 600 wet dry sandpaper and go over it and smooth it out, because that round disc on a round surface leaves little grooves. And then prime it and paint it. So here's my little container, 600 wet dry sandpaper, and I'll just clean this up. Oh yeah, that takes care of the little grooves. Kind of thought it would. And now for the primer. I've got Rust-Oleum Clean Metal Primer, assuming it focuses. Clean Metal Primer. Because now the metal is clean. And the beauty of this primer is, in 1 hour, I can top coat. And there's the primer painted on. Just got to wait an hour, and I can top coat it with the light machine gray. I waited my hour, and now I'm going to start putting the light machine gray on. Well, I've got the coat on of the light machine gray, and that's going to have to dry for, I'm not sure how long. Let me look at the can. Apply a second coat within 1 hour or 48 hours. Dries to touch in 15 minutes, handle in 1 to 2 hours, fully dry in 24. Okay, so tomorrow at this time, I'll be able to put that railing on, and then I'll start on the other railing. Okay, the first rail is repainted. Now I've got the screws top and bottom just kind of setting in the holes. I need to just get these started. Make sure everything lines up. So the bottom ones are pretty good. Let's do the top. These I'll put in all the way. That's pretty good. So, change out the socket again. Lower the camera. And I'll finish this off. And the last one. There. So now, that is rock solid. And it's back the way it was a few years ago when I first put it on. I just got to do the other one. So now I'm just finishing up the right hand rail. Change socket. There. So it took 2 hours a piece, so that's 4 hours over 3 days. And they're back the way they were before they were destroyed. Now as far as the front steps, you can see how the shingles coming off the roof have damaged the surface. What I had on there was roller rock. So what I have to do now is start the process all over again. I got out my pressure washer and run the hose out and around and over to that spigot. And I got the electric. I'll just run it inside the porch. I will clean it and start the process all over again of applying roller rock. So now I'm going to pressure wash the steps, get all the loose stuff off. Then I'll be able to let it dry and then do the first coat of roller rock. You really can't do it without a pressure washer. Okay. Put that away. Let's take a look at what we did. It is a little spotted. That's what I need, all the loose parts. So it's a whole lot cleaner than it was. So now I just got to let it dry, and then I can start putting the roller rock on. Get it back the way it was before it got damaged. I'm going to recoat my steps with roller rock in slate, deep slate. I've got the special roller. I cut it down, it was full size. I've used it before. That stuff right there, that's the rock that came out of the roller. Apparently I didn't get it fully cleaned. But anyway, I'm going to take the roller rock and recoat the steps. So the way you're supposed to put this roller rock on, the stuff is very thick, it's like molasses. You put it on this way, then the second coat you put it on like that, so that you have a nice even coat. And if it hadn't have been damaged by the roofers, all I would have had to have done probably this year was put the sealant on top. You should do that once a year. Okay, the first coat is now applied. I wait an hour or so, and then I can apply the second coat in the opposite direction. The final step in the process of restoring these steps is you take the dash coatings clear sealer. I'm using the High Build Ultra, and you put 2 coats on the concrete 4 hours apart. Pour a little in. You can put it on in many ways. I'm just using this roller. And then you just roll it on. Come back in about 4 hours, assuming it's not hot. You can't have direct sun, you can't have high heat to put it on. And there's the finished product. The rails have been refinished, and the concrete has been refinished.